Basin fire potential briefing for Friday, September 23rd. We will have warmer and drier conditions region-wide today going into the weekend after the recent moisture and cooler temperatures. So we are not expecting any significant impacts to fire danger or fire potential, although we will see some drying. We had significant improvements to fire danger with the recent moisture, so again, not expecting any significant impacts. Over the last 24 hours, just some isolated thunderstorms over parts of Utah, and then a little bit more scattered activity up into western Wyoming and eastern Idaho, with some rain showers that went along with that. The bulk of the precipitation remained north of the Great Basin, but we did have some spotty wetting rains on our fires yesterday. Great Basin fire activity yesterday was light, with just some smaller fires reported, especially over the northern third of the Great Basin. Over the last 7 days, we've seen significant moisture, especially over the northern half of the region. However, we have seen some drier conditions over southern Nevada over the last week to 10 days or so, and into parts of the Arizona Strip and southern Utah. ERCs have decreased significantly across the region, however, will start to trend back upwards as we see this warmer and drier weather return this weekend into early next week. However, ERCs have dropped to well below normal in all areas, and again, will take some time before it actually increases to any levels that are of significance. 100-hour fuel moisture has also dropped. However, we are still seeing the drier conditions in the south with conditions about 6 to 10%. Satellite loop from this morning shows the cold front and trough of low pressure is now well to our east into the northern plains, so we are returning to lighter westerly flow, although we will have some westerly breezes across parts of southern and eastern Idaho today. Otherwise, high pressure ridge will be rebuilding into this weekend and next week. Today we will see generally sunny skies and dry conditions across the Great Basin with low fire potential. Relative humidity will be lower than what we saw yesterday and into the teens into Nevada and Utah, however still somewhat elevated and above 20% across Idaho. Winds will be lighter than what we saw yesterday, but we will still see these west to northwest winds, gusty over parts of central and eastern Idaho into Wyoming, where wind gusts will be in the 20s to between about 30 and 35 miles per hour. As we go into Saturday, the dry and warm pattern continues. Temperatures will continue climbing each day going through the weekend and next week as this ridge amplifies in the west, however still low significant fire potential. Relative humidity drops a little bit more on Saturday with single digits to low teens across much of Nevada into southern Utah, and then relative humidity dropping to between about 15 and 25% north across Idaho into Wyoming. Winds, however, under that ridge will significantly decrease going into the weekend. Moving into Sunday, similar conditions, very warm and dry conditions, temperatures continuing to warm, still low fire potential. Relative humidity, very similar to Saturday with teens, single digits across Nevada into southern Utah, and then more into the 15 to 20% range for relative humidity for Idaho. Still light winds expected. No precipitation over the next few days. As we go into next week, we'll continue with this pattern of a strong ridge in place and dry conditions going into Monday and Tuesday. However, we will see some drying over parts of southern Nevada. We will see some of the moisture from the southwest start to creep back north going into Tuesday and Wednesday, so we could see a return of showers and thunderstorms by Tuesday or Wednesday across parts of Utah and into the Arizona Strip and far southern Nevada. Otherwise, there's a trough of low pressure moving into the Pacific Northwest, so this might knock temperatures down a little bit in the north, but we're not expecting any precipitation up north towards Idaho, with still continued dry conditions. So although fire potential will be low going through the middle of next week across most areas, we will see again those ERCs gradually increasing each day going into the middle of the week. And then similar conditions on Thursday with that moisture in the south and still drier and maybe somewhat breezy up north. The only precipitation expected is towards the next week, towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and mainly across Utah. Could see some showers as far north as western Wyoming and also parts of far southern or eastern Nevada. However, much of Idaho into northern and western Nevada will remain dry. The 8 to 14-day outlook, taking us from September 30th through October 6th, shows still warm conditions, but that moisture continues to push north and may impact parts of Idaho going into the extended period, but still looks like western Nevada will remain on the dry side. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.